We
I think
are.
we're good. Good morning, Jay.
Hi, JJ. How you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You're the first guest that we're talking to from the newly launched Health and Wealth Show. I'm not going to use any kind of PowerPoint. So this is the Health and Wealth podcast. It is launched right now. There are brand new episodes, just like Jay's on. So I invite you all. It's free to go and listen to Health and Wealth. We talked on your episode. Let's go over what episode number yours is. It's number 9.
Yes.
And losing your partner and protecting your future. What I wanted to talk about with each of the guests today is just to, because it's been a while since we recorded and put it out, and there's some great information, and I don't want to repeat what was on the show necessarily. I want people to go listen to episode 9 and listen to Jay's wisdom and his story. If you would give us an idea of like one other health and wealth tip from either it's new from the time that we did the interview or something that just continues to call to you that this is how to be successful and healthy. This is how to keep life in balance. Maybe you had something bad happen and it reminded you that, oh, no, this is my number one key that people need to know about. What would you say?
For sure. First of all, congratulations on the launch for the new podcast. I'm really thankful to be the first live guest. So your question basically, is there another tip? And yes, there is one which I think it melds with both health and wealth. It's something I use quite often. And I do remember when I was not maybe doing too well, I wasn't doing this thing. This thing is called reflection. And I actually put a little term to it, active reflection. So as people will learn from my episode, I've been in business my whole life, real estate investing, and have always been kind of working to improve my health. Not always been the greatest at it, but certainly always working at it. Active reflection, JJ, is me sitting down at the end of the week with my little journal and asking myself a series of 5 to 10 questions, the same questions every week. Things like, what am I grateful for? What did I get challenged by this week? What are my goals for the year? I rewrite them down every week. And then what are my next steps towards taking this goal? I find that this whole exercise of active reflection, again, people sometimes do it on a Friday. I tend to do it on Sunday evenings as a recap for the week. It just helps you clear out. We all get busy and overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. It helps you get all that stuff out of your head so that you can use your brain for what it was really meant to be used for, right? Is thinking and working out problems. So that is the answer. And we never discussed it on the previous episode, but It's actually kind of a secret weapon. I have my whole team do active reflection every week. And that way everyone comes to the Monday team meeting. They feel good. They feel like, yeah, this is what I'm working on. So that's my answer.
Excellent. And so part of today's show, today's marathon launch day, is also to invite people to grab one of the free gifts that I've asked everyone who's here today to offer that they don't offer anywhere else. This show has morphed into, it was one thing and then it became another thing. And then I finally felt like sort of the timing of, okay, now I'm clear about what this is and what I want it to be, which is why it's kind of taken so long, which is why I decided I'm going to do this launch. And I wanted everyone to sort of celebrate that. And I also believe that part of 2020, for people that aren't spiritual, for people that don't do anything, and again, the numerology, astrology side, I think everyone feels, because 2020 means vision and clarity, I think everyone feels that 2020 is a year of change of some kind. Like if you've been doing, because it's a new decade, and if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results, and you've been afraid and making excuses about why you can't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I kind of feel like there's an energy to 2020 that deserves balance, that deserves this attention. And so I've asked everybody today, including Jay, to offer something they don't offer normally, something they get paid for. And I wanted you to explain to people what it is that you are offering today, what the value of it is, and how, of course, they can get it. I'll tell them how to get it. So go ahead.
Okay, no problem at all. So when we were on the episode, we left the audience with one checklist, which was kind of like a formula to get yourself together financially. What paperwork do you need? Well, I've never given this out before. So what I've done is I've included that checklist still, but I've added 2 more checklists on top. So the one checklist is called 5 things the non-financial spouse needs to know. I think it will be pretty useful for everyone in the audience, whether they are the financial or not. They can share it with the non-financial. And the other one is, and I think it's very relevant to everybody, it is how you can use your smartphone to control your finances. All right. A lot of us get overwhelmed with things, but that's a separate checklist. So now the address you give them, they can get all 3 checklists plus, and this is the part which I usually don't give away for free, plus they can book a discovery call with me, a strategy session. I call it a financial blind spot assessment. And normally those things, like an hour of my coaching time, runs about $500. So I'd be happy and I'd be honored to serve your audience that way. And you'll give them the link and they can go and get those 3 checklists plus the little link to book a discovery/assessment call with me.
So one of the things that Jay does that you'll hear when you go to Health and Wealth Podcast, and please rate and review it. And I'd love you to subscribe if you love the show. Right now, there are 20 episodes that are up. There are a few more that will be coming soon. And then I'm going to pause for a second with season 1. And if enough of you subscribe, rate and review, I will continue putting out more episodes. But I wanted to sort of launch it at first and give you sort of a wealth of information to get 2020 in gear. But what you'll understand about Jay is his company's called Prepared Fathers. And so he's talking about your financial future and being prepared for that. So part of health and wealth for a lot of people is knowing where your money is coming from and knowing that if you need to take a break or something happens and you need to take time off, that you're supported, that you're not all of a sudden just, hand to mouth, living paycheck to paycheck, that you understand how to prepare in the case of something that tragic that happened to him, that he luckily had been prepared, but he realized that not everybody has that. And so really preparing for your future in that way so that you can rest easy knowing that no matter what happens to you, you'll be okay. I think that's a very generous gift. I appreciate that you're offering that. Thank you very much. And you can go to healthandwealthgifts.com to get that plus other freebies that we have for you today. And I'd love for you to get it. So let's, Jay, talk about, let's just do a client case study for a second. And because I think sometimes people they feel shame when they're like, well, I don't want to show you my finances because I'm embarrassed, or I don't think, or maybe I don't have enough. I don't make enough to do what I think you're going to ask me to do. Can you kind of like kick that one around for a second for those people who maybe have a lot of debt, don't make a lot of money, know they want to be prepared, but feel like I can't call you because I have nothing to offer?
Fair enough. Basically, JJ, like, again, my niche is fathers, but this is relevant, obvious to every parent. Okay. So it's really important to me that if you have children, if you have assets, that you at least learn how to protect them. Everyone starts where they are, whether they're making a lot of money right now, whether they have a lot of debt right now. At a very minimum, you have to like clear your mind and say, this is where I am. It does not define you. Okay, maybe we've made mistakes in the past, etc. So a case study would be very, very simple. There's like, I want you to picture a table and there's 4 legs to the table. In order to be financially prepared, I like people to look at all 4 legs. The first leg is preparedness. Do you have a will? Do you have your children protected? Do you have necessary insurance, etc.? That's one leg. I think everyone can manage to get that leg solid and they don't need to make tons of money or anything to do it. The second leg is income. Certainly, people want to learn how to make more money. And there's a little saying that I have, skills pay the bills. So if you are not happy with the amount of money that you are making, it's usually a skill problem. You need to upgrade your skills so that you can offer more value. If you offer more value, if you become more valuable to your company, to your business, you will make more money. That's leg 2. Leg 3 is wealth building. When you make some money, now you need to figure out where to put it. And that is really important because a lot of people think that if I work really hard, I'm going to retire well. No, working really hard gets you money that you can then put away. It's where you put that money that will determine how well you retire. So wealth building. And number 4, which I think is the most valuable as a father, it is the lessons you teach your children, the financial ones especially. I personally never grew up with classes like school. School never taught us about personal finance, investing, budgeting, nothing. I ask why. That's probably a whole other podcast, if not podcast series. But let's just say they don't get that in school. So I take it very seriously that we train our children so that we can impact generations and they can grow up being prepared. They maybe don't fall into the same traps and mistakes like credit cards, et cetera, that we did. So I think that if people look at all 4 legs, you are where you are. It's okay. Let's clear that out and then let's work forward from here on in. That's really what I go through with almost every client, and to make sure that they have their plans for improvement for each leg.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, when it comes to planning for people that want more money or want more security, again, I know it stopped me in the past from having a conversation with someone, is because you feel judged or you feel shame. And it took me a while. I finally had to reach out and ask for help because I realized that it was such a sticky point for me that I was judging myself. And this is on all aspects. I was judging myself based on how much I made. And now I'm over that. But at the time, there was shame. And so I thought, I can't ask for help. I'm too embarrassed. that I'm not where I think I should be. And so when I used law of attraction to sort of make peace with that and figure out, well, how would this have to happen, and who would I have to talk to, and how would this go for me in order for me to get help? And at that time I said, oh, okay, well, I need to work with someone who already respects me and loves me, and this is not going to change their opinion of me. I need weekly accountability because I'm all about accountability, because we all have too many things that we're doing, and you can't expect to juggle more than you can handle or more than you're used to. And some of the things that you talk about and the things that you're probably going to ask clients to do and work with is to, develop a new habit, develop a new mindset. And that takes some accountability and some practice. And it's okay, because we're never going to change from where we are to where we want to be without something different, without expanding into a new area. And so I'm glad that you addressed that, because I just want to make sure that part of health and wealth is, again, that neither one determine your value, by the way.
That's right.
Your health or your wealth. But a lot of the times we reflect out to the world our opinion of ourselves and our value based on our health and wealth, based on how we treat money, based on how we treat our bodies. And so, I think that you feel like a very, definitely listen to episode 9, because you'll hear Jay's story and how he got to where he is right now with Prepared Fathers. He's suffered a lot in order to get to this place of wanting to help all of you not suffer, or B, not worry if something should happen to you. And so again, it's that balance, right? We're not focused on something bad happening. You're just going to have extra peace of mind that you could know it's an insurance in a way to know that you're taken care of, and then you don't have to stress out about it. You have a plan. So definitely make sure to reach out. So healthandwealthgifts.com. And again, Jay is offering a free session with him that does not normally get offered. And then that's a $500 value. So if you're interested, if you're ready to take on looking at your finances and your future planning for that and your retirement a little differently, and your insurance, and making sure you're being responsible as a parent. Now, you did say this is, you specify with fathers, but you do work with women, right? Like, it could be prepared mothers.
Let's just say that there's lots of women who download our checklists. There's lots of women who take part in our socials, our social channels, etc. So yes, I've had a couple of women clients as well. They were single moms, no father, no husband in the picture. So yes, we do. And if I could back up 1 second, you were talking about people necessarily being embarrassed. And that's another thing that I want people to recognize. Because we weren't educated really well and really strongly from like a young age, a lot of us have the incorrect belief systems, and those belief systems are keeping us kind of hidden and keeping us from not advancing. And you said it does not determine our kind of, the image of ourselves should not be determined by how much money we make. So I really want people to understand, you may have grown up through no fault of your own with belief systems which do not serve you. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important that people do recognize that it's okay. Let yourself, it's guilt-free here. You just have to move forward. And if the other last question I'll say is right now you might be embarrassed because the results are not where you want. But if you still choose to do nothing, would you expect your results to change? And that's probably the thing that that should get them over any sort of embarrassment. Because if you're embarrassed now, and let's say you're 40 years old, and if you don't do anything for the next 25 years, and then all of a sudden retirement age is there, then what are you going to do? So take action, take charge of it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everyone starts where they are. That's all I want to point out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just as a side note, so healthandwealthgifts.com is where to get everything from Jay. I'll just plug the fact that I do have a couple spaces left in my mastermind for 2020. So if you need help making money in the way of that, you want to do it from a health and wealth perspective, you want to not sacrifice your health in order to attain wealth, and you want to give both balance, reach out to me and let me know. Our group can help you, whether it be start a podcast, start a consulting, do something on the side. So, again, on the way of how do you make more money? money. There's to, in your job, get more skills, be better at, be more valuable at what you're doing, to ask for a raise or get a different position. But there's also starting your own business too. On a financial side, I overheard a conversation recently with someone who got a job and about sort of financial planning and how to budget that money. And when I heard the taxes being taken out every month for a regular employee, I cringed and I thought, holy cow, this person needs to have a business on the side, at least. And they already do, but I'm like, they need to hurry up and establish, because you're paying 35% of your salary to taxes, when if you had your side business and you made even just a small amount of income, the government is set up, money is set up to support entrepreneurs and small businesses. And so some of those expenses that you incur that you need, like computers and technology, and sometimes gas in your car and things like that, get covered, and they're tax deductible. So there's another way to not be blowing all your money, is by starting a side business that's real, not just a side business so you can say it's a side business, right? It has to be a real thing. But still, it astonishes me that all that money gets put down the drain. And so somebody making, $75,000, $80,000 is really making 35% less than that. And so when you budget that, it's like, oh my God, you're making nothing because you have all, because your expenses can't come out of your taxes because you're an employee.
Yep.
You agree?
Must be taken. I encourage everyone I meet to either start their business or at least plan to start their business, because yes, I agree. Simple things, guys. Like, you have a business, you can start writing off some expenses of your phone, of your vehicle if you travel for business. Like, there's all kinds of things. And remember, the government wants this. They want people to start businesses, because if you start businesses, you can then create jobs. And the more jobs you're creating, then those people are paying the government taxes. So in return, the government will give incentives for people to start businesses. So yes. And now, JJ, like when I came out of university in the mid 90s, the internet really wasn't around much. Phones were definitely not around. Now there's zero excuses for anybody. The internet has opened up the entire world. You can create businesses all around. Given your strengths, you can create a business model that will serve you and that will serve the people that you want to help. And in return, you'll get paid. And yes, you then can make more money. So I encourage everyone, please start a business. I think it's my children, they're 10, 12, and 14. All of them are being trained. They've been trained like this for years. They will be doing business. Even if they choose to go to school, get a job, they will do business on the side for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, if you're considering it, and let us support you. I've got a lot of other people in the group. There's a few spaces left. And for 2020, our dedication is that it's a guarantee. So you're guaranteed to make back your investment, or otherwise you shouldn't be doing what it is that you're doing. And I shouldn't be doing, we shouldn't be helping you. Right. So it's one of those sort of deals that I just started because I thought about, I want to support people where they are into growing a side. And a lot of people just want a side business that's for fun and extra cash. It's not necessarily to survive. And some people want to make the leap from being a business employee to being an entrepreneur. But I think when we look at, again, when you're looking at taxes, when you're looking at saving, when you're looking at insurance, when you're looking at smart money management, a lot of you that are employees out there, you're just paying a lot in taxes that if you have any interest on the side to do anything else, I think that would be, on that leg you talked about, how to make more money, right? Because some people will go into scarcity because they'll think, well, I don't know how to get more money. This is my paycheck. I've only ever known how to get money from one person, which is my employer. I get a check every 2 weeks or every week, and that's all I know. So I have no idea how to make extra money. And that's where joining a mastermind, being part of a group, of an entrepreneurial group of some kind. Doug and I just opened enrollment for our mastermind for people who podcast. Right. So because we want to help people make money podcasting, because 85% of podcasters make $0. And it's sad. And so many people want to start podcasts because they think it's going to make them a lot of money, but then it doesn't, because they don't understand the components needed for a successful podcast. So, again, there's resources out there. I have some, Jay has some, everybody has some. Find what works for you. But I think in order to feel prepared, to feel ready for, and to really change your future, you want to have all of those pillars that Jay talked about in place. So please check out healthandwealthgifts.com, get his checklists, schedule a session with him, put shame aside, if you have any, about where you are, and know that wherever you are, there's change for where you want to be. It doesn't have to stay where you are. And then that's kind of the point of the show and point of, of today, of using, health and wealth is not just, even though I labeled it as an entrepreneur show, maybe, or business show, I also launched it as an educational show because I'm taking some of the pieces of, let's say, my woo-woo spiritual law of attractionness and saying, this stuff actually works. People actually make money when you decide you want to envision something bigger for yourself. And I'm not trying to get everyone to be an entrepreneur. I'm just trying to get you to be smart with your money. I'm learning and growing. Everyone else is learning and growing. We're trying what works and doesn't work. But I think this idea of preparedness, and even if you're a woman listening to this and you're the breadwinner. I mean, Jay, wouldn't that be who's supposed to talk to you? It's not just like you're saying prepared fathers, because that's who you were and you were the breadwinner. But what if the woman makes more money? What if the woman's the breadwinner? Isn't she your client too?
Every rule stays the same. Every premise stays the same.
Great. Okay. All right. Any other last advice, feedback, ideas about whether it be the checklists or just this whole money conversation about being prepared, and either how important it is for you, or, what something you want people to know?
I like to tie back to the business thing. You said there's a lot of advantages to the business, doing business, enjoyment, etc. There's one that I want to add, and that's impact. At the end of the day, JJ, it was this thing that I watched a long time ago when we're like 80, 90 years old, potentially sitting in the rocking chair, and we're looking back at our life, right? I want to be able to say that I was known for this. I was known for that. I was known for helping people. And I think that's really the other side benefit of business, is that if you start with a business that you can impact and help people, it gets a lot easier to do. And again, starting a business and working at it is probably the best thing you can do for yourself. Financially, it helps in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's really that impact. At the end of your days, you want to be able to say, I impacted people positively. I impacted 10 million fathers, right? Like that type of a thing. So that's just another little added benefit for people who want to take that leap.
And I'm going to piggyback on that in terms of your purpose. A lot of people hate their jobs. A lot of you hate your job, right? Because you only do it because it's how you make money. And you feel, if I just, I've been around too many people that are miserable while they're working because they have their goal set on retirement. Oh, well, when I get to retirement, then I'll be happy. Yet along the way, you get sick, you get cancer, your relationships suffer. Your life because you hate what you do. Now, even if you're unwilling to change what you do, again, doing something else on the side to invoke that purpose, that sense of belonging and purpose for you, and joy in impacting someone else's life. So I just got a notice from one of the girls in my mastermind group yesterday. She got her first paying client. Now, she has a job that she'll never give up because it's a family business. But she's starting a side business, and she has a certain amount of clients and income that she wants to make a month. And she got her first paying client, I think, over the weekend. She has no website. She has no business cards. And I mean, she has it all in the works, but she didn't need any of that. And I think too many people feel like, oh, starting a business is it's so scary. You have to do all the cosmetic things. And she no website, no business cards, and it was word of mouth marketing, and it was taking her skills and wanting to help and be of service to somebody. And even that one client now has referrals for her. I mean, she could literally fill up her schedule of her side business without ever having a website. So I don't want you to don't get ahead of yourself in your mind of being so fearful about possibly, well, what does that mean for me? Oh, starting a business, it's too much. It's going to cost a lot of money. Not necessarily, but it will possibly provide for you a way for you to deliver gifts so that, like Jay said, you have an impact and you feel purposeful and you feel grounded in, again, purposefulness of existence. So you're not waiting until retirement to enjoy your life and be happy.
Totally. I think that people who listen to the episode, they'll recognize in 2007 and 8, JJ, I was on the brink of bankruptcy. And within 10 years, I had become worth like multiple 7 figures. So I want people to recognize it's there, and you could be going through tough times. We all go through tough times, and life will throw us curveballs. We just don't know when they come. If you get prepared and you start taking actions, you'll be ready for life's curveballs, and you can turn everything around. So from the brink of bankruptcy to, I call it my family's financial hero. Like, it's just, I want that for everybody. I want that for everyone who has a family, that they're looking after them. So I think that it's just fantastic what you're doing here. Your audience, really lucky to have you. And once again, congratulations on your new podcast.
Thank you. Everyone, please listen to episode 9 on health and wealth. It is called Losing Your Partner and Protecting Your Future with Jay Gabrani. But please go to Health and Wealth and at least rate and review. I'd love for you to subscribe if you like the information. There's only 20 episodes up right now. It'll probably go to about 23, and then I'll sort of pause for a minute. So for those of you that are thinking it's going to be a weekly, you just get the first 23, consume it, and then let me know. Let me know. Do you like this show? Is it helping you? Do you find it valuable? Is this something you're interested in? But check out Health and Wealth, subscribe, rate, and review. That would be amazing. And also go to healthandwealthgifts.com right now and get your free gifts from Jay and everybody else. Get your session with him and start planning for your future. You deserve to have the life that you want. You deserve peace of mind, and you deserve hope that you can do something different than's happening to you right now. It is possible. He can help you, and then he'll send you back to me if you need to start a business. unless you're having your own thing, I don't know, to helping people start businesses. But again, there's plenty of information out there to support you in being prepared, having peace of mind, and enjoying life now, because as we all know, life is not a rehearsal. This is it, guys. So we want to have that balance of health and wealth and happiness right now.
So well said.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Jay, stay tuned. We have Doug Sandler coming up next. And then again,
say hello to Doug for me.
I will as soon as he gets on. We have a couple minutes, but we can stay. And of course, he's in the next room. So I'm hoping he remembers it's 8:30.
Yes, definitely. He proclaimed his love for you many, many times at New Media. So
were you at the last one?
The one in September, I was, yeah. So yeah, that was the last one, yes.
Okay. Well, that's good, because I wasn't, and it's good to know I'm still getting shout outs when I'm not even there.
Oh, you got several shout outs. That takes care of it, that's for sure. He's always got the mic, right? So
right. Stream of consciousness. Anytime there's something to talk about that makes him think of me or something, that's good. It's too bad I can't get like a video of all those little snippets.
Yes. He just said something about a panelist. He wants to, if you can make him a panelist or something, then I think he will be joining you.
I have to see where he is on here.
It just came up in the chat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Promote to panelist. And there he is on picture. You can say hi. You guys can say hi as we pass off.
Hey, what's going on, Jay? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm good. I got a couple of snippets of information from JJ. Yes, if you could cut and paste all of those edited comments of me confessing my love to you, that would be awesome. And you could use that against me at any point that you wanted to.
What? They're all positive, right? I mean, you didn't say anything bad.
Yeah. There's some brownie points available. So
always. Listen, I always tell JJ the microphone is my truth serum, so I'm happy to have that in my bailiwick.
Fantastic. All right, I will hang up and listen. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jay. Everyone, go check out. Please sign up with Jay. Have a consultation. Take advantage of this $500 free offer that you're getting, and get your future straight. Get your next step, and really so you can feel a sense of, even if you're not where you want to be financially, that's okay. Just have the session so you can get prepared, and he can help you.
Fantastic.
Okay, Jay.
Thanks and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Bye, JJ.
See you, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
Bye.